5, verse 5. And one of the elders saith unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 ruachs of Elohim, sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints. And they sang a new song, saying, you are worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For you were slain and has redeemed us to Elohim by your blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
So stop right there. Read that last verse you just read and pay attention to what it's saying. Pay attention to every word Zazakan says when you read this last verse.
Revelation 5, verse 9. And they sang a new song, saying, you are worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For you were slain and has redeemed us to Elohim by your blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
Who is saying this? Yashra'al. Read it again up. Listen to what Yashra'al says.
Revelation 5, verse 9. And they sang a new song, saying, you are worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For you were slain and has redeemed us to Elohim by your blood.
You were slain, and what? You have redeemed us. This is Israel talking. You were slain, and you have redeemed us to Elohim by what?
By your blood.
By your blood. Go ahead.
Out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
Out of what? Kindred, tongue, people, and nation. So when it said for Elohim so loved the world, Israel had come from where? Every nation, kindred, tongue on earth.
Hallelujah.
Now watch what he said in verse 10. I want y'all to pay very close attention to verse 10.
Revelation 5, verse 10. And has made us unto our Elohim kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
He has made us what? Kings and priests, and we shall what? Reign on the earth.
Question. So when you say that they came out of the world, are you saying like earth came out of every tongue and kindred? And are you saying that because they were all scattered across?
Yeah, because they were scattered. That's why I went into the scattering, because they were scattered throughout the 4 corners. Okay. Every hemisphere they were scattered in. Okay. That's why it seems like he's talking about the world, because he's bringing his children who have been scattered all over the world, bringing them back together. And when they come back, they're going to be speaking what? Many what? They have become many kindreds of people. And they have what? You know, they only had one language.
That's right.
But now, since he's going to be bringing them from every area, they begin to come with many tongues.
That's right.
And doesn't he speak about giving us a new language or a new tongue? Mm-hmm. You see why he's going to have to do that? Revelation 19 and 7. So we're going to find out who these kings and priests that are reigning on the earth.
Revelation 19, verse 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. The marriage of the Lamb has come, and his what?
his wife has made herself ready. Now let's go the Revelation, the 21st chapter. 21st chapter, starting at the 10th verse, down to the 12th verse.
Revelation 21 verse 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the set apart Jerusalem, descending out of Shamayim from Elohim, having the esteem of Elohim, and her light was like unto a stone, most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates.
How many gates?
12 gates.
12 gates.
And at the gates 12 Malachims.
12 Malachims.
And names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Yashra'al.
And these names were written where?
That's right.
Now, y'all ever ask yourself, why is it that there are 12 Malachims at the gate? Can you recall a time where there was a gate or an entrance where there was a Malachim placed there? What happened to Adam when they were exited out of Eden? Did not the Most High place a Malachim there at the gate with a flaming sword? Why? To keep those that who were not supposed to enter out. When I tell you that this kingdom is for Israel, y'all better hear me. I'm not playing. This is Israel's kingdom. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I just happen to be chosen to do it at this moment. If you're not supposed to be in that kingdom, guess what? You won't be in there. Why would he have to put 12 gates and describe in those 12 gates the name of the 12 tribes? Because I can guarantee you, when Judah enters, they won't be entering the doors of Ephraim. They're going to go through Yahuah. When Benjamin comes in, he's going to enter where? Through the gate of Benjamin.
That's right.
Ephraim going to enter through the gate of Ephraim, Manasseh, and so forth. Which gate is Moab going to enter? Which gate is Esau going to enter? Which gate is Ashkenaz going to enter? What's Abraham's other son name? Ishmael. Which gate is Ishmael going to enter? If you're not of those 12 tribes, you will not be entering. I know this sounds harsh, it's tight, but it's right. Because I keep trying to show people. Do y'all not find it strange that we've been in a subservient role our entire existence under these nations and kingdoms? They haven't had not any problem with that, have they? They have prospered. They've gained all kind of wealth with us in these roles. Now all of a sudden, when the Most High establishes his people in his kingdom and put his people back in their rightful place, now it's a problem when you tell them they're going to be in subservient roles and they're not going to be in his kingdom. That's crazy. But I'm sorry, that's the way it is. It would be something different if I was making this stuff up. Have we not been going reading this, y'all?
Right.
But the people have not been taught this, so it causes a problem for them. And when you tell them that that book that they stole has nothing to do with them, it does talk about them, though. And about how they're going to be punished for what they've done to the children of Yashra'al. You talk about how the Most High will make them bring all of their wealth that they accumulated and set it at our feet. And you know they're not going to be in the kingdom, because what did he tell them? He said, yearly you're going to be what? You're going to be required to come to Jerusalem to keep tabernacle. I don't care what land you live in, you're going to come keep tabernacle in Jerusalem. And he said, our gates will be what? Open daily, that the forces of the Gentiles may come over and bring their wealth. Let me tell y'all something, babies. Most High will get you reparations. They ain't got enough to give. You got one candidate running for president in the up-and-coming election, or wants to anyway, and she's talking about reparations being paid to the descendants of the slaves. And her proposal is $100 billion. $100 billion is just like giving us $10 a piece for what they've done. They want to give you $100 billion, and over the last 30, 40 years, they've given the quote-unquote or so-called Jewish people almost $1 trillion. But want to give you $100 billion for 400 years of suffering, and those people that suffer about a hot 2 or 3 years, 4, 5, 6 at the most. And that was orchestrated by them. I'm probably going to get kicked up to you for saying that. Because what most people don't know, do y'all know what the word Holocaust means? Burnt offering. It was their own sacrifice. It means sacrifice by fire. But see, what they don't tell you, you didn't have that many people persecuted and killed in those concentration camps. At the most, it may have been 150 to 200,000. And they weren't the so-called people in the land. It was gypsies and people that they don't want to have anything to do with. But this is what we're dealing with today. They don't want to see you prosper and be on top. And now when the Most High come and establish his people, going to set them in their kingdom, now all of a sudden everybody want to be equal. And most of them, they don't want to be equal. They want to usurp your authority and position, be over you. When have you known anybody want to be equal with black people? So this is what we're dealing with. We're going to read one more, and then we're going to cut it off here. We're going to look at the bride who's Mashiyach is coming for. Let's go to Jeremiah 31:10 all the way down to 13.
Yahuah or Jeremiah 31 verse 10. Hear the word of Yahuah, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattereth Yashra'al will gather him and keep him, as a shepherd doth his flock. For Yahuah have redeemed Yaakov, and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he.
So you say Yahuah have redeemed who? Jacob, not the world. Never will you ever see in this book where he said Yahuah or anybody that's been redeemed outside of Israel. You'll never read that in this book. You got it. Continue. Okay.
Jeremiah 31 verse 11. For Yahuah have redeemed Yaakov, and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. Therefore they shall come and sing in the height of Zion, and shall flow together to the goodness of Yahuah for wheat, and for wine, and for oil, and for the young flock, and of the herd, and their souls shall be as a watered garden, and they shall not sorrow any more at all.
When is this? When you enter back into your land and your kingdom. He'll bring you back to your land to prosper. Go ahead.
Yirmiyahu 31 verse 13. Then shall the virgin rejoice in the dance, both young men and old together. For I will turn their mourning into joy, and will comfort them, and make them rejoice from their sorrow. And I will satiate the soul of the priest with fatness, and my people shall be satisfied with my goodness, saith Yahuah. Thus saith Yahuah, a voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping, Rahel weeping for her children refused to be comforted for her children, because they were not. Thus Yahuah refrain your voice from weeping, and your eyes from tears. For your work shall be rewarded, saith Yahuah, and they shall come again from the land of the enemy.
You see what Yahuah, you see he's still saving you, Yashra'al, but he keep bringing them from where? So if he say they're coming from the land of their enemy, why does Yashra'al not believe they have enemies? No, they're not our enemies, they're Americans. No, they're not our enemy, they're British, they're English. These people are your enemies. Including the Hamites and the Arabs, they are your enemies. Let's go 2 more or 3 more. First, let's go to Revelation 14 and 14. Jeremiah 31:13 said, Then shall the virgin rejoice and dance, both young men and older together, and I will turn their mourning into joy.
Revelation 14, right?
Mm-hmm. 14:4, I'm sorry.
Oh, 14:4. Revelation 14, verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb, whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruit unto Elohim and to the Lamb.
So they're being the first fruit unto Elohim and to the Lamb. Let's go to Jeremiah 2 and 3. And then we're going to stop at Jeremiah 33 and 11.
Yirmiyahu 2 verse 3. Yashra'al, excuse me. Yashra'al was set apart unto Yahuah, and the bikurim or first fruits of his increase.
So Yashra'al is what? The first fruit
of his increase. All that devour him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them, saith Yahuah.
So now you see why the Most High is going to beat hell out of all these nations. They have what? Devoured Israel. Let's go to Jeremiah 33 and 11.
Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 33 verse 11. The voice of joy and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the voice of them that shall say, Praise Yahuah of hosts, for Yahuah is good, for his mercy endureth forever. And of them that shall bring the sacrifice of praise into the house of Yahuah, for I will cause to return the captivity of the land as at the first, saith Yahuah.
So what we see is the bride that Yahusha is coming for is not at this time. As all believers in him, the bride is coming for, is coming in her. He is returning the captivity of the land. The reuniting of the 12 tribes of Yashra'al is associated with what? of marriage. Israel is the bride. Israel is betrothed to him. Israel is the one that has to be redeemed. Israel has to be reunited. So at this time, we're going to bring our lesson to a close, and we will continue with the next part of this lesson next Shabbat. And at this time, we're going to say Shabbat Shalom to all our visiting audience by way of YouTube and Facebook. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And at this time, we're going to stand and we're going to face the east. And our Koti Shema is going to pray us out again after Zavzakai and Gabar Yahuah blows such a farce every time.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.